Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am up today with a layout, a 12 by 12 layout featuring multi-photos, bit of mixed media, and I'm actually doing a Grab 5 challenge that was over at the Kidaholic Kits Cyber Crop, which was back on the 26th of January, and it was just held in their Kidaholic Kits community Facebook group. So if you don't know Kidaholic Kits, they're an Australian kit-based club. And it was a lot of fun. So I was asked to do some guest challenges. So I did. This isn't the one that I did as part of my guest work. That's already gone up on my channel. But this is just, I did all the challenges. So I filmed them all. And this is just the Grab 5. They will be coming out sporadically through the month of February and March. So they're definitely going to be spread out on my channel or on our channel. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. So the Grab 5 items were a stencil, textured layers, enamel dots, gold. Oh, what was the other one? Was it stickers? I can't really remember, but it was for a Grab 5 challenge. So I used a Vicky Bouton stencil and the Vicky Bouton iridescent glaze, and I created a line of those circles. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm using the Simple Stories quarantined set. I just picked up just the set that Simple Stories run. So it just is the sticker sheet and how many? 6 sheets of double-sided cardstock. So I wanted something that was, quarantine specific, but I didn't need a lot of it. I want to document about COVID, obviously, because it's, it was all of 2020. But I don't want my whole album to be, quarantine related. So I picked up this little pack and it's perfect for what I want. This layout is obviously very, well, if you saw the photos at the start, is very specific to the pandemic. I have just taken 3 selfies of myself walking with my face masks. So in Melbourne, we had to wear face masks whenever we left the house during the height of our second wave, which was sort of mid last year, mid 2020. And we had to wear masks, and we were, we had a lot of restrictions. We were, staying at home, only allowed within 5 kilometres of our home, only allowed out for essentials, which included an hour of exercise a day. And so these photos I snapped when I was going for my hour walks most days. We were taking photos. Myself and my work colleagues were trying to support and motivate each other, and we were participating in some walking challenges. So we were all part of, there's an app called World Walking, which lets you add your steps, and you can pick kind of virtual walks that you want to do, and you can create a group, and you and your friends can all kind of walk along a virtual walk together. And so we were doing that during the height of the pandemic, and we were having fun exploring different parts of the world, and, trying to encourage ourselves and each other to get out and just have our hour of exercise a day, and it was great. It was a really great way for my team to, connect and for us to support each other from, afar while we were working from home. We're still working from home, by the way, in, February and probably will be for quite some time. So, I haven't actually seen my office in almost a year, which has been interesting. And I'm a youth worker, so, it has been tricky transition to work from home, but totally doable. We are slowly starting to return to some face-to-face work, so hoping that continues, but the bulk of our work will still be from home for, the foreseeable future. And I wanted to document that. And it's important. I want to be able to look back and remember 2020, both, the challenging parts, but also just the reality of what life was like in 2020. And I think, these mask photos are part of that. So I've got 3 selfies. They were taken on 3 different days, but the dates are not that relevant. I will put a date on this layout, but it's more kind of around the time all of the photos were taken. They were just within days of each other, so they were all in the same kind of time. It was starting to get a bit cooler. As you can see, I've got jumpers on and things in my photos, and so I want to document that and where we were at at the time in Melbourne. So I'm just backing my photos on white cardstock, and then I've created my little vertical kind of pattern paper strip. It's a bit of an unusual layout. So I've got a vertical stripe on the left hand side, but then I'm actually going to add my photos in a diagonal, which I know is a bit clashy, but I personally think it works. So the sort of, I didn't want to use a huge amount of the pattern paper. That's kind of what it boiled down to. I wanted the pattern paper to be on my layout because this particular pattern paper has, the hand sanitizer, the wipes, the toilet paper, soap, Band-Aids, temperature, thermometer, and masks and love hearts. And it was the perfect paper, and I wanted to include it, but it's a pretty busy paper, so I just wanted to include a little bit of it. So I wanted that strip. It allowed me to add my texture layers by adding tissue paper. But then I wanted to include these 3 photos, and stupidly, I printed a whole stack of photos, in about October last year, and I printed them all 4x6 instead of, it was just too hard at the time. I was quite I just wanted my photos printed, and it was just easy to send them to Officeworks, our local stationery office supply place, and get them printed, because you could send them, on your computer and then do contactless pickup. And, your photos were ready, within a few hours, and you could go and get them. But I just didn't want to faff around by going onto the Project Life app, putting 2 3x4, 2 4x6 photos in a 3x4. I didn't have time, and I just printed them. So they're all 4x6, which I'm not going to do again because it is hard to scrap multi-photos in 4x6. And if you've noticed on my channel lately, I'm scrapping a lot of multi-photos. I never used to. When I first started scrapping, I was definitely a single photo scrapper. But mainly as I've had a child, I take a lot of photos. I just can't possibly fit them all in my album if I'm, not putting multi-photos on a layout. And so, yeah, I am trying to add multiple photos to my layouts. And I know that a lot of other people do that. And so I think people like to see multi-photo layouts. So that's definitely what you're going to see a lot of on my channel. I still, of course, scrap individual photos, particularly sometimes for a particular occasion or something. I've only taken one photo, or one photo can encapsulate, the story I'm trying to tell. But a lot of my layouts are multi-photo now. And multi-photo 4x6s are hard to fit on a page. So I definitely need to go back to scrapping 3x4, 2 3x4s, on one 4x6, which I have done for future photo orders. So I should tell you what I'm doing. I'm just creating a couple of little clusters. Now, I didn't over embellish this layout. I'm so sorry. I had to stop my voiceover because I needed to sneeze very badly. So I know that was an awkward transition there, but I just sneezed and I didn't want that to, wreck your hearing. So I am, sneezed. So what I was saying, I've created 3 little clusters just using stickers from the sticker sheet that came in the quarantine collection from Simple Stories. A couple of the stickers I have popped up on foam, just to create a little bit of interest. Stickers are very flat, obviously, because they stick flat onto the layout. And I did want to add a little bit of dimension, so I have in each of the clusters popped up one of the stickers. And I tried to include things that were relevant but not too full on, because quite a few of the stickers are quite wordy and large and full on. So, I wanted to add a mask, which I did. I did add the quarantined. The We've Got This I thought was cute, and then down in the bottom I've got the little calendar that says what day is it, because holy cow, for those of you that I'm sure my Melbourne friends or people watching from Melbourne can attest to this, in the middle of that restrictions when we were at home and everything was shut, it was Groundhog Day, and it was really hard to remember what day it was. And so, that is so relevant, that sticker. I had to put it on. Now, I'm pre-warning you, I make a spelling mistake. I have fixed it. So you don't need to stress out by telling me in the comments. I have fixed my spelling mistake. Please know I fixed it. So yes, I did get an I and an E around the wrong way in believe. Easy to do, folks, easy to do. And I have fixed it. So it does go on my layout though, incorrect, and it'll stay incorrect for the entire video. So sorry if that kind of thing is going to bother you while you're watching this, but in my photos at the end you will see that I have fixed it. So never fear. Spelling mistake averted, crisis averted. It did not go in my album. So let's see what we're doing here. We're just, I faff around with my title for a lot. So I'm using these stickers they're old, but they're still around. You can definitely still get them. I feel like they were originally from a Dear Lizzie collection, and I don't think I've got the actual name. Sorry, I have to cut the tops off my stickers for them to fit in my Kallax unit standing up, in the drawer, in the basket things that I have. And so yes, I don't have the name parts, so I can't tell you what they are, but I feel like they were from a Dear Lizzie collection. And look, they're certainly still available in my local Spotlight. I do have 3 packs of them, and I do still have E's available in the last pack that I have, but I'm trying to use up, the stickers that are already open. And I regularly turn my F's into E's. So you'll see that I've doctored all of the E's in Believe, because, there's 3 of them. And I've created my F's into E's. And look, you can definitely tell that they are, that I've added a bit. But once they go into the layout and you're flicking through my layout, you won't tell. You really can't tell. And so, yeah, I'm super happy with it. I was faffing around with where this title was going to go. And it did take me a little bit to decide on the kind of final placement. And my title, Can You Believe It? Because, who would have believed it? If you had have told me at the start of 2020 that that's what my year would have looked like, I would have laughed at you, thinking that you were crazy. But no, you were not crazy. That is what 2020 looked like, and what 2021 is still shaping up to look like, unfortunately. But that's okay, because we are all starting to learn how to live with the virus, and things are definitely moving forward, which is nice. So hopefully everyone is staying safe. We're still having the odd breakout here in Australia, but it's definitely much more under control than it has been, or it was last year. So that's, a good sign. And hopefully we can continue down that path. And my heart goes out to those of you in the rest of the world who are definitely, having a lot more trouble with the virus than we are. So it does help sometimes to be, on a huge island a long way away from, the other big kind of epicenters of the world, because, we don't get a lot of travel. It's hard for people to get to us. It's hard for us to get to places. So it definitely made it easier to control. So my heart goes out to those of you who are still living through crazy numbers and things like that. Anyway, I've finished. I'm just adding my enamel dots, and then I'm adding some gold splatter. Oh, mists might have been the other item in my grab 5 list. I can't remember. But I know I definitely had to use 5 specific things on this layout. So, thank you for watching. I'm just covering my face. I'm not covering the whole photo because I don't really care if splatters get on the parts of the photo that are just trees and background, but I didn't want a giant splatter, over my eyes or something. So I did cover my face, and then I'm just, adding my gold. And this gold, I know people ask me sometimes, is the Marabou Art Spray. It's an acrylic paint-based mist, so you don't get those kind of halos like you do with the Heidi Swap Colour Shine. Don't get me wrong, I loved the Heidi Swap Colour Shine, but I'm really enjoying the acrylic paint based spray. And once that's finished, who knows, maybe I'll try the Jen Hadfield one that people love. So here's my close-up. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.